Hiya folks, today I want to talk to you about discipline. And no, not the kind of discipline you're thinking of, you filthy pervert. You need some help, you know that? What I want to talk to you about today is the more standard definition of discipline. So to start off with, let's look at what the dictionary on my little internet magic thing says about discipline. The practice of training people to obey rules or a code of behavior using punishment to correct disobedience. The controlled behavior resulting from discipline. Activity or experience that provides mental or physical training, a system of rules of conduct. Well, I don't know about that dictionary definition, but I'll tell you the reason I started thinking about discipline for a video today is I was thinking of a talk that was given a couple weeks ago, I think, by Emily, who comes and talks at the Angel City Zen Center sometimes. And at the end of her talk, she said something like, I have never regretted doing Zazen, meaning I've never sat down to do Zazen, finished my Zazen, and thought, oh geez, that was bad. And I agree with that. I always think it's a good thing to do. But doing Zazen requires discipline. You can find all sorts of reasons not to do it, and I find all sorts of reasons myself. Even now, after so many years of doing it every day, I can come up with a million excuses any given morning not to do it. But if I do it, I will feel better. The other place that discipline shows up and makes me feel better is Zen retreats. I hate going on Zen retreats. I just hate them. But every time I do a Zen retreat, I feel better afterwards. And I feel better actually during the retreat. And one of the things you have in a Zen retreat is a lot of people think that the leader of the retreat, which is often me, is the one who is making the retreat happen. But I really feel like the thing that you have to obey during the retreat, much more than the teacher or the leader of the retreat, is the schedule. The schedule dictates what you're going to do, and everybody agrees to follow that schedule and agrees to keep on it. And if we all keep on it, including the leader of the thing, then we all feel really good about the experience. Also, back in the days when I was working a normal 9-to-5 job, working for Tsuburaya Productions or some of the other places I worked even before that, the discipline felt good. It felt good to have a place to go and a place to be, and certain times that certain things had to be done and finished at whatever time it finished. And these days, doing what I do now, I have to impose discipline on myself, which is really difficult to do. That dictionary definition that I looked at said, using punishment to correct disobedience. Well, I think they're thinking of another meaning for the word discipline. But I do think that that is often part of it. Often, like when you're working a job, the punishment that awaits you is either a reprimand from your boss, or you get fired, or your pay gets docked, or something like that. And if you don't have that, it's difficult to be disciplined. But one of the things we are learning in Zen practice is we are learning self-discipline. And self-discipline can be really difficult. Whenever I look at things on the internet and see how what I say comes back to me, or what the Zen tradition is saying comes back to people like me, I often find that what people are resisting is the discipline of it. They really don't like it. They'll make charges that it's militaristic, and they'll get really angry that somebody is telling them what to do, and I just want to do my own thing. But the thing is, for most of us, doing our own thing won't make us feel better. Being indisciplined won't make us feel better, and being disciplined will. Indisciplined behavior can be fun at the moment that it's happening, but it never really leads to much of anything. You have to kind of buckle down and work at something if you want to be happier in the long term and rather than in the short term. One of the problems I have with people who resist the discipline of Zen that it's imposing on them is it's a little bit like saying, I want to quit smoking, but I want to keep on smoking until I quit. You only quit smoking by quitting smoking. You only get the good effects of disciplined behavior by behaving in a disciplined way. This is why we have all these rules. The precepts, while they aren't usually presented as rules, are kind of behavioral rules. There are rules when you go go into a Zendo, you bow to the Zendo itself at first, and then you bow to your cushion, and you make this turn, and you bow away from the cushion, and you sit on it in a certain way. There's certain clothes that you have to wear that I mentioned a couple of videos ago. Some places are much more strict than others about that. I happen to be one of the people who's pretty lax about that, but I think maybe the ones who are more strict about it are the ones who are right. The more discipline that you accept into your life, generally, the better you're going to feel. And I say this to myself as much as to anybody else. I kind of feel like one of the reasons I wanted to make this video today is that recently I've been lacking discipline in my life, and I need to kind of buckle down and get down to it. And actually this morning I was fairly productive because I kind of decided to be disciplined for today, and after I do this, I'm going to start working on my taxes, which is a hell I never like to go through, but it requires a certain amount of discipline, and it'll feel good once it's over. And in fact, it usually feels good once you're in the middle of doing it. That's the weird thing about discipline, is that when you're actually doing it, you'll feel better. Where this is all leading to, I don't know. Does disciplined behavior make the world a better place? Well, I think it does in general. The more of us who have discipline in our lives, the better the world is, and the better things are for everybody around us, including ourselves. So I just wanted to do a quick video today and kind of emphasize this idea of discipline, and there you go. That's today's video. If you want to contribute to me being able to live more disciplined life for longer, you can donate to me via PayPal and Patreon. The links are below the screen here, and I really appreciate all your donations. As I said, I'm going to do my taxes, and that's where I find out how much I am depending on your donations and not on book royalties, which are usually lousy. So thanks a lot. We'll see you later. Live a disciplined life. Bye.